Hi, we need to talk about something real quickly. So here on the screen, you can see this is a waiver for Buy America requirements for high-speed rail for Brightline West. This is ending today, so if you want to comment on this, we'll get to this and how to do it, but the link is up here. I'll also be posting it in the description for the video. I recommend you commenting, but I'll show you how to comment and how you should probably present it in a second. Anyway, the thing that we've noticed recently is we were going through the comments of this and we noticed that Alstom has submitted something, and also if you scroll down a bit further, Wabtec has also submitted something, and a few other companies and related entities have also submitted their own comment. So let's go over some of them. So one of the biggest problems is the Wabtec comment. So Wabtec is basically what they want. If you want to figure out what these companies want, just scroll to the bottom of what the thing, and usually the last paragraph or two will usually have what they want. We urge the FRA to consider a Buy America compliant solution prior to approving the waiver for non-compliant technology that would jeopardize U.S. jobs, rely on European standards, and limit interoperability with Brightline West and future rail corridors. A North American rail network united by a common train control safety platform would facilitate more blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically what they want is they don't want Brightline to use the European control method, which is this, which is the ERTMS, or European Rail Traffic Management System, which is basically used all over Europe, except for like some of the West European countries. But it's spreading all over. And you can see pretty much everyone is involved with it. But Alstom is involved, Siemens is involved. This obviously Wabtec does not like this, because Wabtec would not be getting the contract. This technology is fantastic for high-speed rail. It's been used on many European high-speed systems. So the problem is that Wabtec is suggesting to use PTC, or a modified PTC, which is this, ERTMS, which is, if you look up what ERTMS is, it's the GPS-based PTC. Not good. You do not want GPS-based signal or train control on your high-speed trains. That just doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Dear God, if someone ever had a GPS jammer of some sort along the route where you had high-speed trains traveling at 200 miles an hour based on GPS train control. Not good. So this is not what we want. There is other controls that we have for high-speed rail in North America, specifically Amtrak's Northeast Corridor system. But again, I don't think Wabtec is involved with the Northeast Corridor control system, so they don't want, they just don't want to have another competing technology that they have to deal with, because Wabtec already has kind of a monopoly on most of the U.S. network. The other comment that we found in this was the Alstom comment, which if you scroll again to the bottom, past all their fluff, Alstom basically, FRA grants waivers, allowing for them rolling stock vendor to produce up to 2 prototype generations, 2 train sets in Germany to appear similar to Amtrak. So basically, Alstom does not want Siemens to be super competitive immediately on Brightline West. That's basically it, because Germany, is basically... they don't say the name Siemens, but they're talking about Siemens. Yeah, so basically, Alstom is trying to hamper Siemens from entering this contract, because Siemens plant in California and Sacramento is already really overloaded with orders. So basically, the trains would have to be shipped from Germany, or at least the first 2 shipped from Germany, to meet the Brightline deadline for the Olympics. And they even mentioned that here. In the bottom, Alstom understands in the eyes of the world on the United States, summer of 2028 for Los Angeles hosting the Olympics, and understands that Brightline West and Nevada DOT want to seize the moment to showcase America's high-speed rail. In the most expeditious pathway, leverage trains can be well-developed in advanced testing, blah, 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 blah. So basically, they're like, buy from us, don't buy from Siemens. And instead of building a good train and proven train that doesn't break down, they're just going to try to get the government to not get Siemens to ship the trains over or the prototypes over in the first place. That's kind of frustrating. Essentially, if you want to comment against Wabtec and Alstom, two very trustworthy companies, this is roughly what I would say, or this is what the comment I'm going to leave. The United States is at a pivotal moment in history for high-speed rail, and any unnecessary delays in the development of the technology would hamper its deployment. Our country has lagged behind the rest of the developed world for decades in deploying rail infrastructure that's positive for the continuation of our mobility solutions. I urge the FRA to consider the use of the waiver to help the U.S. expand our capabilities instead of hampering the growth of technology. Please allow Brightline to use whatever technologies that they deem necessary to finish this project in a timely manner. So basically, if you want to write a comment, these are the things you kind of have to hit on. It will hamper development. Please let them use the waiver. Expand the U.S. capabilities. Do not hamper it. Allow Brightline to stay on schedule. Okay, so let's go over really quickly how to make a comment. I have my comment here. You can click on this, and what that will bring you to is this page. You can write your comments, and then from the drop-down menu, select Public Comments. You don't have to attach a file, and put your email address in, and then select an individual, because I assume you're better off as an individual than doing it anonymously. And then fill out your information here. As long as you live in the United States, you have to be from the US. Then CAPTCHA, and then submit. Pretty easy. I should mention, to be fair, the other two comments that are put in there was from the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. I always support unions, and I think that they have a decent reason to probably want to oppose this. I do think that maybe it's a bit short-sighted, because yes, in the short term, this would probably help save jobs, but in the long term, it would not, because if the project does not get done in time for some of these big events, then I don't think that the deployment of more high-speed rail and more jobs for the unions in the long term will exist. So I would advise the unions or the union heads to, yes, in the short term, you will save some jobs, but in the long term, you will lose jobs if you do not get this new technology deployment immediately. So I always support unions and union jobs, and I think that any deployment of these technologies should use union jobs, but this is pretty critical to getting Brightline on time and without delays, because we have already seen enough of that in high-speed rail development in the country. The other comment was from the city of Hornell. I mean, pretty much what you expect. Please buy the Alstom trains because they build them here in Hornell. Granted, I think the Hornell factory will be busy for a very long time because they have the Connecticut DOT cars to supply. They have the Metra cars, and they have the Virginia Express trains to also deliver the cars for. So, yes, I needed to make this briefly, and I'll make some shitty thumbnail for this. But please go comment about the waiver and to have the Buy America stuff requirements wavered for Brightline. It's important for high-speed rail in the future of the United States. I like some of the Buy America requirements, but having to rely on the signal system that like Wabtec wants to deploy, no, we shouldn't do that. At the very minimum, let's care about that. Train sets, I'm sure Brightline will pick whoever they think best for developing their train sets for this corridor. We'll see. But yes, the signal system is very goofy. I do not want to use ERTMS for this signal system. That is stupid and short-sighted, and Wabtec just wants to keep their monopoly over most of the US. Yeah, so thanks for listening to me ramble and kind of be a little bit annoyed about this stuff, because I only found out about this stuff last night. That should be it for today. If there's more stuff, I'll pin it down in the comments below, or I'll like comments related. See ya.